say discotheques ebe operate morning, afternoon, evening. Said the bay, I won't be quite a shift no, I won't be bound person with Germany, no, ebe to Yako Germany, area for tobacco Germany, and I for tobacco Germany. This fallacy, the creative office in Yamanoa, Ghana need to honor more jacket trouble sumi bia, say or no near office of 24-hour economy, you are Guzitano. That be our better and some the Ghana for as to when this particular 24-hour economy is kick-starting. And I tell you, say, Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Akutinga Yini, Akika A4 sheets, and no more sincere bomuse, and no any documenter ever see to the implementation of the 24-hour economy into a Jakotum Rashibijo. Now, no one will be. The minority, I want to say, it is just an empty A4 sheet. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't constitute anything whatsoever to be called the 24-hour economy policy statement. The young Rashibijo. Now, young Conqueror said the minority in parliament faso a posa the empty 24-hour economy on paper, but not feasible on the ground.
This authority, this proposed authority, complete duplication. Mr. Speaker, it is becoming clear that our friends want to buy time and want to continue to give the youth of our country some false hope that some 24-hour economy is about to be birthed, which will then generate jobs for the youth of our country. Mr. Speaker, I began by saying candor and honesty in politics and governance is absolutely important. You don't need another authority to promote export and thereby create a 24-hour economy and deal with the unemployment situation in our country. We have the Ghana Export Promotion Authority already. Mr. Speaker, let me refer the House again to page 7 of the report. And at page 7, Mr. Speaker, at page 7, when you look at the part that talks about the second pillar, and with your permission I quote, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, the report says the second pillar centers on the development of supply chain and market systems with emphasis on the provision of reliable energy security. Mr. Speaker, the report is telling this House and telling the country that the 24-hour authority is to be established to provide reliable energy security in order for us to have a 24-hour economy and create jobs for the youth of our country. Mr. Speaker, there is a whole ministry, the Ministry of Energy, whose whole mandate is to ensure reliable energy security. So, Mr. Speaker, the question again that the Ghanaian people ask, that the employ you for ask, do you need an authority in order be able to establish a reliable energy security, to build a 24-hour economy, and to generate jobs for the unemployed youth of our country. Mr. Speaker, the clear answer is no, because there's Ministry of Energy. Mr. Speaker, let us also, as I say, be fair to the fact and Mr. Speaker, this is serious business being conducted in this House. The fundamental question is, what did President Mahama and the NDC promise the Ghanaian people and the unemployed youth of our country? And with that, Mr. Speaker, let me refer the House to the NDC manifesto, their own manifesto, specifically page 22 of the NDC manifesto. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I quote, "This is what they promised the country. This is what they promised the unemployed youth of our country. This is what, indeed, Mr. Speaker, they campaign on, Mr. Speaker, and indeed, they put out multiple adverts on this promise. And Mr. Speaker, the whole campaign of the NDC in the 2024 election was anchored on this promise. And I quote, Mr. Speaker, this is what they told the Ghanaian youth. The 24-hour economy is a deliberate policy intervention by the incoming NDC administration to stimulate economic growth by creating an enabling environment for businesses and public institutions in three ways. Mr. Speaker, they go further to indicate that DVLA will operate 24 hours. Customs will operate 24 hours. Ports and harbors will operate 24 hours. Passport office will operate 24 hours. And so if DVLA was operating 24 hours today, it will mean that the unemployed Ghanaian youth can work in 3 shifts at DVLA, 8-hour shift. They can do that today, Mr. Speaker. With the greatest of respect, I want to submit that you do not need an authority to fulfill your promise of ensuring that DVLA, customs, ports and harbors, passport office, and all these public institutions which were listed in their own manifesto operate 24 hours of 3 shifts of 8 hours. Tell us that they need $400 million United States dollars to operate a 24-hour economy. So look at their flagship program. They dedicated 7% of the $400 million. They've even not been able to fulfill the 7% that they committed, the 7% of the $400 million United States dollars. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude, Mr. Speaker, by indicating that it's taking them 1 whole year to put together a policy document. Mr. Speaker, and indeed, when they themselves committed 7% of the $400 million required to operationalize a 24-hour economy, even the 7%, they've not fulfilled it. Mr. Speaker, I want to 3 deputy CEOs, corporate affairs manager, this person, the people President Mahama has still not found jobs for, the men he hasn't found jobs for, he would then find jobs for them, buy a few land cruisers for them, give them salaries, give them allowances. This authority will not affect the suffering unemployed youth. It will not affect the unemployed youth in Bolagatanga, to Keta, to across the length and breadth of our country. It will not. That's what I want to conclude by submitting. And I do so forcefully. That 11 months today, there are 3 people doing their job. Is the office of the Speaker of Parliament.
Why are you trying to speak for 24 hours?
Mr. Speaker, you should only your job. That is 133. It's the only job that is 133. The office, the job of Speaker of Parliament is the job where you have Right Honorable Abin Babin do 1 shift, and you yourself, Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker do the 2nd shift, and the 2nd Deputy Speaker does the 3rd shift. The only job in Ghana that is 133 is the job of the Speaker of Parliament. But no, that is not 24 hours, and that is not 8-hourly shift. You don't do 8-hourly shift, Mr. Speaker. This is another gimmickry. This is another deception. This is just to buy time. This is just to give false hope to the unemployed. You promise them employment, you promise them 24-hour economy, you promise them 133, 11 months down the road, you have failed to deliver. Ghanaians are kind of talk, they want action. Implement it and implement it now. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any professor in this world to come. We are tired of this propaganda. What has the NDC done for the past 12 years?
12 months.
12 months, sorry. What have you done? It is in this house, Mr. Speaker, it is in this house that my own brother, Dr. Atuforsin, came and read their own budget. And they stated all the primary macro indicators in this house. GDP was growing 5.6% before you took over. Inflation had been reduced from 54.1 to 22.9 before you took over. Primary balance, reserve, everything. We are running a defensive sector economy. Yeah. If you don't understand what is called a defensive economic market sector, I'm explaining to you today. The systematic risk index of our market is far less than 1. So there's a lag period. Ghanaians are enjoying what MPP government did. Yeah. Stop lying to them. Yeah. Can you calculate any of your contributions as a percentage of our GDP today? Tell us. We are tired of lies and the deception and the propaganda.
That's right.
I am not blaming you. You've not done anything. You are building your first year. You are doing rearrangement, calibration, and configuration. We agree, but you haven't done anything.
That's right.
NDC government has not done anything yet.
That's right.
We are here to feel the impact of anything you are going to do. Stop lying to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
What have you added to the economy? Tell me. What have you added, Mr. Speaker? By December. 3 minutes.
Withdraw the word stop lying.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Speaker. I've done that. Mr. Speaker, I've withdrawn.
So you are deceiving us.
Mr. Speaker, they talk about exchange rate. What are the primary macro indicators? When it comes to our independent, so what are the independent factors or variables of exchange rate currency performance? One is this to supply and demand. By December and January, when they took over, we had gotten over $1 billion in account because we domesticated cocoa syndication. First time in the history of this country. I stand to be correct.